Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Nancy and I am a teacher in the state of Arizona. Now, I have wanted to start a YouTube teaching channel for about 2 years now. And I have filmed and I have edited videos, but I haven't put them up on YouTube because for one reason or another I would always put an excuse not to start this channel. Today I'm going to do the teacher tag so that you guys can get to know me a little bit better. If I'm looking down, that's because I have my phone and the questions here, okay? So I'm going to start with the first question, that is, how long have you been teaching? So I have been teaching for 3 years. I am going into my 4th year of teaching. And I have taught for, well, like I said, I have taught for 3 years. And those 3 years I have taught 1st grade. So a little bit on my background. I attended Northern Arizona University. I received my bachelor's in education from them. It's a bachelor's of science in education in general and special education with an emphasis on an ESL endorsement. So that means that I can teach general ed students 1st grade through 8th grade, or I could also teach special ed students K through 12, and I have an ESL endorsement, which means that I can teach students who are learning English. Okay, that's question number 1. Moving on to question number 2, it says, what grade do you teach? So I already said that I have taught 1st grade for 3 years, but this next school year I am going to be teaching 2nd grade. So I decided to move from the district that I was previously teaching at, and I'm going to be going into a new school district, new school, and new grade level. And you know, I'm feeling very relaxed about it. For some reason, I thought that whenever I made such a big change, I would be more stressed. But as of right now, I'm feeling very relieved. I know that, and it's also because 1st and 2nd grade are very similar. So I know what students need to know in 1st grade, especially they're going to be lacking some of those skills that they didn't learn in 1st grade. So that's going to be perfect for me because I already know 1st grade content and 1st grade standards, and they're going to come to me. I'm going to teach them those things that they didn't acquire because of the quarantine, and then we can move on from there. Where do you teach, state and city? So I teach in Arizona in the Yuma County. I know it's a small town. And what is your school mascot? Like I said, I'm going into a new school, so the mascot that school are tigers. Number 5 says, how many students are in your class? So right now, actually, let me see. Right now, I still don't have my class roster, but when I was interviewing for this position, the principal told me that the highest number that K-2nd teachers usually have is 25 students. 25 is supposed to be the cap, and then the numbers shouldn't go up from there. What's your favorite drink at Starbucks? You know what? The only thing that I usually get at Starbucks is an iced chai latte. I do really like tea, so that's usually what I get. Number 8 is, what's your favorite online resource? For this, I would have to say that it's definitely Teachers Pay Teachers. I really like that website because you create your account, you're there, and then whatever it is that you need, you can search it. I have gotten a lot of resources from there. Most of them, I'm going to be honest, I get them for free. Number 9, it says, describe your perfect classroom. You know what? I think this past year I did have what could be a perfect classroom to me. Now let me show you so that you can envision. Well, let me describe it to you so that you can envision it. And I think I might have some videos of my last classroom. If I do, I'll insert them once I'm done with this question. So my perfect classroom would be, first of all, it has to be like very colorful, and it has to be vibrant, and it has to feel very welcoming, and it has to have like a lot of open space. So I really like colorful so that the kids are awake. I like having windows so that the sun comes in. I like just having everything in order, so that way you know where things are at and students know where things are at. What's your favorite part about teaching? I would have to definitely say that building relationships with students. I cannot express enough how you just feel something in your heart. Like whenever you're building relationships with students, I usually find that throughout the school year, they usually don't show you much of their emotions, or they might here and there, but I find it very rewarding towards the end of the school year, like whenever parents start to tell you that they saw a lot of growth in their child, not only academically, but also like personally, and that the child also tells you comments like they're going to miss you and how much they love you because this, and that. Or also it has happened to me where at open house, I see students from previous years, and then I just get like very teary because I'm like, oh my god, like this student has grown so much. And am I the only one that does that? I don't know, but I think it's building relationships with your students and their families. What is your least favorite part about teaching? Now, if I'm being completely honest, my least favorite part about teaching is behavior. I don't know if it's just the city I'm at, or if it was the district that I was teaching at, or if some way or another I would always be out of luck and be the one that had the most behaviors. But every school year, I have had a very difficult student to work with, and that can be very challenging. That can make you feel like you're not doing enough and that teaching is not for you, and you can feel like a lot of negative thoughts, to be honest. Question number 12 is, what advice would you give a beginning teacher or someone who wants to become a teacher? If you want to be a teacher, I would highly suggest that you go out there, make observations, volunteer, get your feet wet. Is that how they say it? Get your feet wet? I think so. So I would suggest that, because sometimes, like, just by reading a book or just by knowing the theory, you might think like, oh, I'm a pro, I know this is for me. But maybe once you're like in the actual field, that might not be for you. So I would suggest go to lots of different schools, different grade levels, see what teaching really is like, go volunteer, get a lot of, well, I don't want to say get hours done, but I want to say see what's out there. See what different schools are doing, what different grade levels are doing, what different teachers are doing. Ask around to see what it is that they do on a daily basis, and then if you think that that's going to be a lifestyle that you want to do, then I would suggest to go for it. That's it for this video. I hope that you stay tuned into this so that you can see my journey, okay? This year is going to be very interesting because we're going remotely. So it's going to be very different. Please subscribe, and I'll see you next time.